He didn't understand what it meant to live. Not really. Not until the day he lost the one person who made life feel simple. And the strange thing is, sometimes it takes losing what you love most to finally see what life has been trying to show you all along. Let me take you into a story many people quietly carry in their hearts. His name was Saad, 28. A quiet, steady kind of man. The type who never made too much noise in the world. He worked, came home, repeated the cycle, and convinced himself this was what life was supposed to look like. He believed he had time to fix relationships, time to chase dreams later, time to live properly someday. And then someday ran out. It happened on a gray, ordinary morning, the kind that doesn't warn you it's about to rearrange your entire existence. He got a phone call, just one, just a few words, and suddenly the world he thought was stable cracked open. His older sister, Miriam, his anchor, his unofficial therapist, the person who always knew when he was pretending to be fine, was gone. The hours after that felt like walking underwater. People screamed, cried, made phone calls, collapsed on furniture. But Saad just sat still. He wasn't ready to accept that someone who had been there every day of his life could be gone in a single moment. She was the responsible one, the one who ate healthy, the one who reminded everyone else to slow down, breathe, live. Yet she was the one who left first. In the days that followed, the house filled with relatives, noise, condolences, instructions, none of which he could process. But grief is strange. Sometimes it numbs you, sometimes it slaps you, and sometimes it shows you truths you've been avoiding for years. The first truth hit him on the third day. He found her journal, not a dramatic diary filled with secrets, just a simple notebook with her small, neat handwriting. Inside it were lists, dreams, half-finished plans, thoughts she never said out loud. Places I want to visit before I turn 40. People I need to forgive. A business idea I'm too scared to start. Learn to drive alone at night. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Saad stared at the list for a long time. He had lived his entire life thinking he had endless chances. But she, who planned everything, who believed in timing, ran out of time. And for the first time, Saad realized he'd been sleepwalking through his own life. For years, he had said, "I'll start next month. I'll apologize later. I'll dream when things get easier." But when do things ever get easier? A week after the funeral, he found himself sitting outside on the rooftop late at night, the city humming beneath him. He felt something burning inside him, not anger, not sadness. Something else. A question. What am I doing with my life? He realized he didn't know how to live. He only knew how to exist. Existence was safe, comfortable, predictable. But living? That required courage. It required risk. It required being fully alive, with all the mess and beauty that came with it. And losing the person he loved the most forced him to face everything he had been avoiding. He started small. He called people he hadn't spoken to in years, not to repair everything instantly, just to say he cared. He apologized where he needed to apologize. He forgave people who never said sorry. He forgave himself for the years he wasted, too. He stopped delaying things that mattered, stopped promising later, stopped making fear sound like logic. He didn't become a different man overnight. But grief softened him, and strangely, it sharpened him at the same time. The second turning point came unexpectedly. He visited Miriam's favorite park, something he used to tease her about because she always dragged him there early in the morning. The wind was cold, but the sunlight was warm, and for the first time, he felt something other than pain. He felt gratitude, not for losing her, but for everything she had taught him without even trying. She lived fully, she cared loudly, she loved fiercely. She didn't wait for perfect days, she created them. And somewhere between the silence of that park and the ache in his chest, Saad realized something. You don't honor someone's memory by drowning in grief. You honor them by living the way they wished you would, by becoming the person they always believed you could be. So, he changed. He didn't become extraordinary. That wasn't the goal. He simply became present, more alive, more awake. He started learning things he always postponed. He took trips he once felt guilty taking. He spent time with people he loved instead of sending them half-interested replies. He let himself laugh again. He let himself cry without shame. He let himself dream without needing permission. His life didn't magically become perfect, but it became real. And maybe that's what losing someone teaches you. Life is not measured by how long you have, but how deeply you show up while you're here. You start noticing small moments, sunlight through curtains, a warm cup of tea, the sound of a loved one's laugh, and they suddenly matter more than anything you used to chase. You stop wasting time on things that drain your soul. You stop pretending you're fine when you're breaking. You stop living half a life just because you're scared to live a full one. Sometimes loss doesn't destroy you, and sometimes it wakes you up. And that's what happened to Saad. He didn't forget his sister. He carried her lessons like a quiet light inside him, guiding him through every moment of doubt, every fear, every dream he once buried. He finally understood that life isn't long, but it can be wide, it can be deep, it can be meaningful, if you let it. And he promised himself one thing. He would never sleepwalk through his life again. Not after understanding how fragile, valuable, and breathtakingly short it truly is. In the end, losing her didn't just break him. It taught him how to finally be alive.